Liverpool's disastrous season hit a new low last night after they were humbled 4-1 by PSV at Anfield in the Champions League. There were audible boos at full time, with scrutiny intensifying on Arne Slot, who's now overseen Liverpool's worst run of form in 71 years. Jamie Carragher doesn't think his position is untenable just yet, but says fans may well disagree with it.
It's normal that I understand. If any manager around the world loses football games, let alone so many as we've lost, it's quite normal that people have an opinion about that. And if that's fair or not fair, that's for other people to judge. But that it's normal.
Have you had those conversations with Richard Hughes, with people like that, about your own situation at the moment?
Yeah, but not in the sense that they tell me every single minute from we support you, we support you, we support you. But we talk a lot if we are winning last season and if we are losing. And then they are helpful to me, to the team. So yeah, we do have those conversations, but they don't call me every single minute of the day to tell me that they still trust me.
Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher had this to say after the game. Liverpool have never sacked a manager who's won the league. Never in their history. I couldn't believe at the weekend that people were talking about the manager's job when I spoke to Liverpool supporters after losing at home to Nottingham Forest. It's only going to amplify now. I've always been in the camp, you stick with your manager. I'm angry with the players, if I'm being totally honest, but if it does get to the stage with any manager at any club where I always use this word untenable, it can't go on any longer. I'm not quite there yet, personally, in terms of the manager, but I know a lot of the supporters will be. Right, good morning to Rob Earnshaw. Rob, last night, was it a turning point in Arne Slot's reign?
It was one step towards that, but I still don't think that it was a turning point. I think after last night, there's a lot more worry for Liverpool. Just because you look at, okay, where they are, and you just think, even last night, you just think, this is the game they'll turn it around. So we've been like that for a while, and they've lost 9 out of 12 now. So when it's like that, I think last night's result really is going to wake up the changing room, would be right at the front of the picture, yeah. I think because he won the title, it buys him a bit of time. And also, I think also the other side of it, not just won the title, I thought he was very, very good. I thought he was excellent last year. I think I remember around this time, I think I came on one of the shows, and when I looked at Liverpool, everybody says, oh, how are we going to recover after Jurgen Klopp is gone? Well, his team were more looking like champions than the previous 2 seasons from the Liverpool team of Klopp. So for me, I thought he was excellent. Tactically, I think he understands it. He's very sharp. I think you can really compete against the very, very best in Guardiola and Arteta. But I just think that he's got credit in the bank, and he should do, because he's very, very good. And also the other thing is this, if you don't have Arne Slot for Liverpool, well, who else is at that level to take this Liverpool team to the next level? I don't think there's that many right now. And also, I actually think that he should be still the Liverpool manager.
Well, good timing, because remember, we've just been telling you that Jamie Carragher said his position is not untenable. We asked the viewers on our poll that question right there. It's not untenable yet, do you agree? 54% say no, that they don't agree there. I mean, in terms of in the dressing room, we don't know what goes on there, Rob, but as a former player, are you getting the impression that he does still have the support of the players?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think he does have... See, some things... players will be the last ones to normally question the manager, because normally it starts with the fans, starts with the media. That's where it starts, and normally players are the last ones to really question, because day to day they went in with them, and right now I actually think Arne Slot is very, very good. So it's a question of little small details rather than big changes. They went out this summer, spent so much money. They went and bought what is classed as the top players around Europe to bring into Liverpool. So they've done that. And on top of that, then they've got a very, very good manager who is a champion. And on top of that, they've also got a Mo Salah who has an unbelievable last season. So they've got the team. It's very strange that we sit in this position where a team that's got their champions, then they go and spend to increase the quality in their squad, and they've got a very good manager and a champion at that, and they really drop like this. It's very, very strange. There's a few little things that is the problem. The biggest problem is the duels, the 1v1s individually. I was at the Liverpool Forest game on the weekend, and I could just see all the individual battles getting lost. And then in the crucial moments, the other team, Forest, get the chance, bang, 1-0. Then it's 2-0. And then you think, oh, of course it's not they're going to come back. No, they're not scoring goals. They're conceding goals. And they're, right now, too easy to play against. And I think that's the biggest worry rather than the manager. They've got a very good team. Everything on paper, we rewind back 3-4 months ago, and everybody in this country went and said, as soon as they signed Isak, it's Liverpool's title.
And they started so well.
Beat Arsenal, and then a few months later, this is the top elite professional sport. This is the I guess the cut is you can drop off so quickly, and this Liverpool's team is dropping off very, very fast. They have to stop it very, very quickly, because right now, for me, they're out of the title race. But imagine, they go and actually build for the title race and the Champions League, and they're nowhere near both. That is a real worry.
Sky Sports are partnered with Finalysis, an app where passionate fans share their opinions on their club. If you want to represent your club, scan the QR code here or visit the Sky Sports app for more details. Let's speak to Liverpool fan Connor Ray now. Good morning to you, Connor. I know it's not a great morning for you, let's be honest, but you'll know that Jamie Carragher said that Slot's position is almost getting to the point of untenable, but not there yet. How do you see it?
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with him, to be honest. I'm still not just about in the camp where I think he should go yet. I think, as Rob said a minute ago, he's still got plenty of credit in the bank from last season and stuff, but it is running out fast, and it's running out fast because the performances, especially at home as well, have been nothing short of embarrassing. I think the bigger problem, and something that I heard echoed around the ground last night by the fans sitting around me, was it's not even so much the results, it's the manner of the performance, it's the lack of desire, it's the lack of fight, it's the repeating the same mistakes time in, time and out, and I think that's the part that's starting to get fans back up. And I will say I know I don't sit just yet in slot out territory, but the fans that were sitting around me last night definitely were.
Well, well, that's it. There were audible boos at full time. Now, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I can't remember very many times when Liverpool have been booed off at Anfield. You'll know that more than me. So when you say there were fans around you with a different opinion to yourself and Jamie Carragher, are they starting to be the majority rather than the minority?
Yeah, it was a shock. It was a shock to me as well, and to my dad. That was sort of we talked about it in the final few minutes, especially once that fourth goal had gone in, and sort of said, look, they're in danger here of being booed, and we were trying on the way home to remember when that had last happened, and we can't remember it in our lifetime of hearing it quite as vocally. The fans are entitled to that opinion as well. I don't hold the boos against any of them. We don't like to hear it, and we didn't partake in it ourselves because we still perhaps foolishly hold the belief that this can be turned around. The squad's too good to suffer for this long, but how long does it go on, right? Like, how many more games do you lose before you start to think, well, is that just a pipe dream?
How long have you got, Connor? What's your? You say you're not there yet, but when is that? When are you thinking that? Okay, now you've had enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem in it, Rob. It's like, it's how long is a piece of string. If I said last night, I said to my dad before last night's game, I said the only way that last night became a massive problem for Slot was if we didn't win, which sounds daft to say, but what I meant by that was it should have been a routine win for us, really. It's PSV, it's a Dutch team. He knows the Dutch league inside out. He's gone and bossed it before, and that's a team that he, of all managers, should know how to beat, even when we're in a poor run of form. So to lose 4-1 at home was embarrassing.
And it's West Ham, Sunderland and Leeds next in the Premier League, and then there's Inter in between that, but then Brighton at home. I mean, that yesterday with the guests on the show were saying that's got to be, forget the Brighton game, the next 3 games have to be 9 points. Do you expect to get 9 points the way you're playing?
No, at the moment I don't expect to get any, to be honest. I think I was saying just before to the producer there that the prospect of playing Sunderland at home next week is terrifying. And when was the last time as Liverpool fans that playing Sunderland at Anfield was a terrifying prospect? It's a really, really bizarre position to be in as a fan. And you're just sort of holding on to this false hope that the next game will be the one where we see that performance. And I suppose I'm a little bit still clinging to stuff like the Villa game and the Real Madrid game a couple of weeks ago. If we came out and played like that, we'd beat all of these teams, no problem. But you're absolutely right, Tom, but we're going into a period of fixtures where we are looking at some of, on paper, the easiest games we'll have this season, and we're not picking up any points. I'm not confident going into West Ham. I'm not confident going into Sunderland. I'm terrified of the San Siro, I've got to be honest.
Connor, just on that, what worries you the most about this Liverpool team right now? From what you saw last season to right now, which area or players worries you right now where you're not seeing the best performances?
There's 2 bits for me on that, Rob, and 2 really distinct bits. The first one is the individual errors that I know you talked about before as well, like Van Dijk's penalty last night and his yellow card tackle and the being half a yard off the pace all game was so uncharacteristic of the Van Dijk we've seen. Kanate with the individual error that led to the 3rd goal as well, and the errors he's made recently. I don't know why he's still in the team. Kerkez has been in terrible form, but still key again. 2nd goal was culpable for that one. So I think those individual errors, I've been furious with the players at times this season, and last night was no different. And the second part of that as well, also a little bit on the players, it's the reaction to going behind. Last night was a breath of fresh air when that penalty went in. Every single one of that Liverpool team turned around, got the ball, ran back to the halfway line, put it down. Salah's there trying to fire the crowd up to get them going. And they did. The performance reflected that, and we got back into the game. And at half-time, you're thinking, this is better, we're on top. When the second PSV goal went in, the body language around the team was absolutely unacceptable. You looked around, and I said to my dad, and said, we may as well go now if this game's done. Like, we're not going to get back into this one, because you could see to a man, all of the Reds had dropped. None of them were interested in getting back into the game, and that was reflected in the performance from then on.
And there's a lot of despair about Liverpool's performances lately. Of course, are we underestimating the personal aspect of this with these players? It has been brought up several times, but they are still grieving from a real loss of a person, of a teammate in Diogo Jota, not just the loss of a football match here and there.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool fans have been asked this a lot recently. I think Liverpool fans and the players and the manager and nobody associated with the club or fans around the world, nobody's ever going to use that as an excuse. It's not an excuse, but there's no denying that it's a factor in and you can see that it's affecting them. We saw even when we were winning games at the start of the season how emotional Salah was. I think we've seen from his lack of media presence, that's something else Jamie Carragher's talked about. I think that's linked to this as well. I think he's trying to focus on his game as best he can. And we can't, there's no way of us knowing what the impact of that is on that dressing room and how it's affected the players. There's no way of us knowing how it's affected certain fans as well. It's something you never expect to happen, and something that you can't really deal with until it does, right? So yeah, I think whilst it's not an excuse, and I think that there's other issues that can be addressed in the meantime, I think it's certainly been a factor.
Okay, Connor, thank you.
Thanks very much. Cheers, guys.
I've always been in the camp of you stick with the manager, because I'm angry with the players, if I'm being totally honest. I'm really angry with the players. But it does get to a stage with any manager at any club where I always use this word, untenable, where it almost feels like it can't go on any longer. I'm not quite there yet personally in terms of the manager, but I know a lot of supporters will be. But I've had a lot of time to think about it, because I knew the game was over well before the final whistle. I think what you see now is Liverpool in 2018 under Klopp starts this sort of journey of being a great team, and then Slot comes in. And we're now, 7 or 8 years later. The catalyst for Liverpool at the very start of that run was Alisson, Van Dijk and Salah. Alisson's injured a lot now, so he doesn't play so much. But you're watching Van Dijk now, not the same player. And Mo Salah looks like his legs have gone. I don't like criticising them, and I think some of the criticism of them this season as players has been harsh. You always look for your leaders in your team to step up when things are not going well. Now, I've been critical of Mo Salah off the pitch. I want him to come out and do an interview tonight and speak to the Liverpool supporters about what the players are going to do, what's going on in the dressing room, giving the supporters hope that things are going to improve. But I don't like criticising them on the pitch because they're absolutely legendary what they've done, and the legs have just gone, especially with Salah. Van Dijk now can't help other players.